Just waiting for people. Oh. So we already have 4. Oh, I'm glad I'm looking good. That makes me happy. So hi, I'm Josie Grace, or Diet Makeup, as everybody knows. If you have any questions ever in any of these broadcasts, please I have the live chat on, so just comment. I'll talk to you. It's fun. Don't worry about it. I'm here. All of this, it's strictly opinion based and my views on things. So in today's topic, we're going to talk about flat Earth. So there's a documentary on Netflix, Beyond the Curve. Now, yeah, we're going to get into that today because I think it's insane. Like I said earlier, this is just my opinions, my thoughts, my feelings on things, what I think this series, unless I have like an expert on, my podcasts and my YouTube lives and my video casts and all that stuff, it's me. It's what I think, it's how I feel about things. So don't you worry about, calling me out or anything. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a doctor. I'm a former radio news anchor and hosted a show and did that type of stuff. So I know how to speak on camera, or on microphone, or if you're going to be listening to this later in a podcast, it's all cool. I just wanted everybody to know that I'm not an expert. This isn't expert Josie on expert things. If I am an expert on something, I'll say, hey, I know a lot about this. That's just the disclaimer. So, as Diet Makeup, I have my Diet Pepsi today. And we're going to dive in to these people who believe the Earth is flat. Giving it one more minute, just so everybody can tune in. Like I said earlier, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, you want to yell at me, you want to tell me I'm an idiot, you want to tell me I'm right and I'm the smartest blonde you've ever seen, comment. Live chat's on, okay? Live chat is on. So, I want to start this out. I was looking through Netflix a couple weeks ago, because what else is everybody doing? I was looking through Netflix a couple weeks ago, and I came across that whatever the hell you want to call it, on Netflix about flat Earth. I tried. I really, really did try. Okay, I really, really did try. It didn't go as well as I thought. I made it about 25 minutes into it, and I had to turn it off because I was shaking my head and I was getting like legitimately angry at the TV. And I only get angry at the TV. I don't. It's the TV. I have no control over the opinions of the TV. I was just getting mad. I was like, okay, yeah, everybody gets mad at the TV, okay? So we all get mad. We're like, don't go in there. God, you're an idiot. Don't do the horror movie thing. So I was watching this thing, and every single thing that was on there, I was like, What? What? So everybody is entitled to their beliefs, their opinions, all of that good stuff, like that flat earther who launched himself in a rocket and blew himself up. Anyways, yeah, that's a whole other well, no, that's part of this. That is definitely part of this. I think it's called Beyond the Curve. I'm just looking it up right now because I can't remember if that's the exact title of it. Netflix flat Behind the Curve. Okay, so I do have my tablet here. It's rocking and rolling. It's got a bit of information on it for me because I can't always remember names and stuff because I haven't been in the radio game for about 2.5 years, 3 years now. So my instant recall there, like that, is a little rusty. Okay. So I'm not an expert. I'm not an expert at all. I took astrophysics. Okay. So I took astrophysics. And I also took a course on rocketry and space travel. And from the very beginnings of how we used to travel through space, like space, in like Copernicus, Galileo, all of that type of stuff up into the 1800s, 1900s, Sputnik, the creation of NASA. They think NASA was created to hide this conspiracy that the Earth is flat. It's not. It really, the Earth isn't flat. So when I was taking astrophysics, my goal was to be able to study weather on other planets. So I don't understand how people can get in an airplane, okay? In an airplane, and how they can look out the airplane window at 38,000 feet and hi, icy Kong, the Earth isn't flat. How you can get in an airplane at 38,000 feet, you're cruising altitude, sometimes it's 42,000 feet, depending on what type of jetliner you're on. Most of my family's in the aviation industry, so anywho, I don't understand how you can do that and how you can look out the window and you see the curvature of the Earth. And if you're flying from day to night, you can see the sunset or the sunrise happening when you're up in the sky, when you're up in the air, and you can see the curvature. And if the Earth is flat, explain Felix Baumgartner to me and how he jumped out of that weather balloon. And when you saw him jump out, that was curved. That Earth was curved. Is every single astronaut and crazy lunatic like Curtis Baumgartner? Is he out of his mind? Like, are all these people and then the people what's the guy's name? His name. See, I'm not good on the recall stuff right now. Um yes, he was crazy, but it was cool. Yeah, it was cool. And then he started spinning. And part of the reason he starts spinning is because the Earth is a sphere, and it's anyway. I don't even want to. I don't even want to go there. What is the guy's name? Oh, why can't I remember his name? Apparently Shaquille O'Neal. He believes the Earth is flat. Mark Sargent. That was his name. And Patricia Steary. So Mark Sargent, I think he seems like an intelligent guy. Like when you're watching him on the television, he knows how to talk. He knows how to get his point across. He used to be designing software and video games and stuff. You're not stupid if you know how to do that. So that's why I sit there and I think to myself, how could somebody with a level of intelligence, any level of intelligence, really convince themselves that the earth is flat. Part of me feels like it's a sham. Like when you're listening to him talk and you're watching him, it's almost like he did it to become famous. It's almost like he did it to become famous. And I'm not trying to knock him if like he wants to do that to become famous, whatever. I'm sitting here talking about him and he's done his job. If he wants to be famous, he has definitely become famous. Everybody knows who he is as a flat earther. Which is fine, which is totally fine. But when you watch him and you look in his eyes and there's no sincerity there. That's just my opinion on it. Okay. I just don't feel any sincerity to what he's saying. It's like he's touting facts and he has everybody around him fooled. And I don't understand why so many people are falling for this. But that there's like a huge movement for it in the States. And I guess in Canada here, in the 1970, there was three guys that got together, and all the archives are held at the University of New Brunswick right now. So they called themselves planoterrestrialists. And their aims were very different from other flat earth societies. They claimed a prevailing problem of the new technological age was the willingness of people to accept theories on blind faith and reject the evidence of their own senses. I'm reading this from Wikipedia, not the most reliable source, but there's other people out there who I feel like their whole shtick, these guys from Canada, I feel like their whole shtick was just trying to prove to people like, hey, stop being so stupid and understand that you can't just be like, okay, the government said it was right, so it has to be right. Because sometimes the government's wrong. Look at what's happening with COVID. In Alberta, we should just lock down for like 4 weeks and there you go. You broke the cycle. 14 days and 14 days, 2 weeks. It's 28 days. That's all people are asking for is 28 days. We get Christmas back. You already screwed up Halloween. It was on a Saturday. It had a full moon. And we got an extra hour of it. And no one could do anything because no one would stay in their bloody house. Anywho, I'm still house sitting for my mom. That's why I don't have my Cheers cup. So it's a little bit different. I got a like. Thanks, guys. Anywho, back to the flat earth stuff. So this Mark Sargent guy, I watched this thing and they're trying to say that the North Pole is, let's say this is the earth because it's flat apparently. The North Pole is in the very center. And then all the continents are surrounding it. And then all around here is Antarctica and there's just a big dome and there's stars. There's like holes punched in the big dome. That's going back to like before Copernicus, okay? That's going back to like even even in some senses in ancient Egypt, the guys who worshipped the sun god Isis, like they didn't think the earth was flat. They're the guys who built the pyramids and stuff. Like, but some cultures in ancient Egypt thought that the earth was flat, that it was a box. That it was literally a box and they were hanging from the sky from the top of the box and that earth was just a box. So there's all different views, right? And then these people, it doesn't make sense. My mom actually brought up last night when I was talking to her about this, when I was shooting some ideas off of her, she was like, so where do all the people at the equator go? And I'm like, you got a good point. Like, if the earth was flat, like they say it's flat, wouldn't like Australia then be absolutely massive? Like, it would be bigger than Russia and Canada combined. For Antarctica to be all the way around it? Or is it just like a flower, but even if the North Pole's at the top, these would be smaller than down here, but there isn't that much ocean space. And then they start getting into how airplanes navigate weird, but they cross the prime meridian, which is the international, like, it's, do you know what I mean? Like the international date line. So if you cross the date line, of course you're going to be in tomorrow or yesterday, depending on where you're crossing. So it boggles my mind. It literally boggles my mind. Like, how can these people sit there and think that it's okay? So yeah, if you have questions, comments, concerns, please, feel free to ask them. Live chat is on. It always is. I will answer any questions you have. But also feel free to come on here and call me an idiot too. That's fine too. That's whatever. I don't care. Do whatever you want to do. I really do. I think that the Mark, there's so many crazy people out there with that name right now that I keep getting them mixed up. Show his name. Mark Sargent. I wish that, I don't know, maybe somebody could like hook him up to a lie detector test or something, or like maybe you should see like a psychiatrist that specializes in behavioral studies just to see if he's lying. Because he does not seem sincere to me. It seems like he's just blown it out of his butt. It seems like he's just there for the fame. People like Shaquille O'Neal thinking the earth is flat. Okay, you're a professional athlete. You have a lot of people who respect you and stuff. So maybe celebrities, athletes, stuff like that, maybe you guys should just keep opinions like that to yourself. Um, you don't hear celebrities being like, "Oh, well, the earth is round. It's totally round." Okay? The earth is round. It is. I'm not a celebrity, but the earth is round. So maybe. Okay, it even says here in March 2019, social media personality Logan Paul released a satirical documentary film about the earth called Flat Earth to the Edge and Back. Um, it's funny because a lot of times you'll see flat earth tweets and they'll be like, "Oh, flat earthers are all around the globe." It's funny to everybody else because we think you're a bunch of idiots. Um, I just don't understand. I don't understand. Can someone come on here and explain to me the thinking of why the earth is flat? I would love to know. I would really love to know. Maybe just like send me a message. I'm gonna go on the Tweety right now and I'm gonna ask, like, hey, can somebody out there please explain to me why you think the earth is flat? Like, I would appreciate that. I would appreciate that a lot, actually. Twitter. Here we go. We're on the Tweety. It's got a lot to do with conspiracy theories. And I find conspiracy theories are most of them are pretty ridiculous, to be quite honest. Most conspiracy theories are really ridiculous. And some of them have some basis. Um, one that's really big, chupacabra, okay? That has always kind of creeped me out because there's a very, very good chance that we haven't discovered all the animals on this planet. And there are some animals that are elusive to people and they don't want to be seen and they don't want anybody around them, and then the odd glimpse we get of them. Like, why not? Why couldn't there be some creepy looking thing out there called chupacabra? And you know what I mean? It hasn't been scientifically proven wrong. So that's the big thing there too, is have any of these things. Flat Earth takes centuries of scientific data and says, oh, garbage. It's garbage. Nobody believes that. You're all a bunch of idiots. The Earth is flat. You're all falling for it. It's like the people who said the lunar landing was faked. The reason I don't think the lunar landing is faked. Neil Armstrong goes on the moon. And then if you watch the video, Buzz Aldrin stops on the ladder. He was asked, why did you stop on the ladder? And he says, I didn't want to relieve myself on the moon. He didn't want to pee on the moon. That right there is why I believe the lunar landing happened. Nobody sits there and says, I didn't want to pee on the moon. Unless it actually happened. Like, it actually happened. Why would you sit there and say that? Why would you be like, oh yeah, I don't want to pee on the moon. It's all good. Didn't want to pee on the moon. Thank you, Buzz. That was awesome. There's proof right there. Did we land on the moon? Yeah, we did. Because he didn't want to go pee on the moon. That's why. Now, if the Earth was flat, how did he get to the moon? If the Earth is flat, why do we have a sun? If the Earth is flat, why do we have gravity? Gravity is caused by rotational pulls. If the Earth is flat, why do we have waves in the ocean? If the Earth is flat, why do we have weather? Weather is caused, get this, by the Earth being a globe and rotating. That's how weather is made. It's made, we get severe weather on Earth because we have a moon that's fairly close to us. We have an atmosphere. So when the moon's coming around, that's what causes the tides. The gravitational pull of the moon, it causes tides in the ocean. Now, other waves in the ocean are caused, like tsunamis, are caused by earthquakes, because you're dropping get a bowl of water, drop a rock in it, and see what happens. Okay? Simple enough. We actually explained for my boyfriend's son, his science project for the tectonic plates, we filled the bathtub up with water and we put the different continents in the bathtub all together to explain how it separated from Pangea to where we are now. So we had them all together in the bathtub and we just kind of plopped the water and they started to separate because they're riding on a wave. And with the Earth, there's magma inside and it's rotating and the magma is moving underneath, and that's why the tectonic plates move. So if the Earth was flat, how would that happen? If the Earth was flat, why when I'm in the airplane do I see the curvature of it? If the Earth was flat, please explain to me the solar system and all the other planets. If the Earth was flat, please explain to me astrophysics. If the Earth was flat, explain to me how quantum mechanics works. Explain to me how all this stuff works if the Earth is flat. It doesn't. It doesn't. So we rotate around the Earth and then we spin and then our moon goes around us. Okay? See the different directions? This is what causes, as far as we can figure it out, gravity. Now there's people that will say gravity is fake. It's the weakest force. I'm defining it, but gravity just won. That's caused partly by centrifugal force. So that's why when they're saying anti-gravity and stuff like that, if you have an anti-gravity room, so artificial gravity, not anti-gravity, excuse me. If you have artificial gravity, you would have to have some sort of spinning thing in your spaceship to create the artificial gravity, especially if you're in orbit around a planet. So they're trying to figure this out for an orbital hotel that's supposed to be around in the next 5 to 10 years, which would be really cool. I would totally go. Um, let's see if I can get on that. But it doesn't make sense. Like if the Earth was flat and the gravity was that intense, like is there no gravity? Is there intense gravity? Like is it like we're magneted to the Earth? How do we get in airplanes? Like have these people never been in an airplane? Have these people, even when you're in an amusement park ride like that drop zone ride, when you get to the top of that, you can absolutely see the curvature of the Earth. I just don't understand. And then they're trying to say, like with the experiments, where you put like a flag on a boat and send it down a river or through a lake, and you're just watching it, and then the flag starts to slowly disappear over the horizon. How? And then they're like, oh, it's heat. It's the heat. When you do it in the North Pole, it's not the heat. Sorry, it's not. Has anybody ever been to Canada? Has anybody ever been to Canada in the winter? Anybody ever seen the North Pole? Yeah, it's not heat. Trust me, it's not heat. There's something in my eye. It's not heat. Because when it's minus 40, it's not heat. Okay? If it's minus 40 and that particular little part happens to be hot, everybody's there. Okay? Everybody's like, oh, it's 30 degrees in that little tiny section. We're going to go over there because it's 30 degrees in that little tiny section. Are you telling me we have like a weird little hot Bermuda Triangle that, common sense just falls into sometimes? Just asking. I'm just asking. So, in relation to that, I feel like it's a conspiracy theory. I feel it's pseudoscience. I feel that these people are grasping at straws. They're trying so hard to make their vision a reality because they think that everybody else is wrong. The fact that I think it said like millions of Americans believe, I don't remember how many it said, that the Earth was flat. And that bugs me, that people are so against accepting science. And you know what? And people will sit there and be like, oh, the scientists work for the government. No, the scientists do that and this, and they're all evil and blah, blah, blah. But you know what? Most scientists don't work for the government. Most scientists are poor. And most scientists are just there because they love it and they want to explore and they want to do things. And like you get the odd few like Bill Nye the Science Guy, Neil deGrasse Tyson, Robert Feynman, Michio Kaku. These people get famous, Brian Greene, because they have some charisma to them, and they fought to try to explain to people how this works, how our surroundings work. They started out as nothings, okay, like everybody else. None of them were born into, oh, suddenly you're a physicist. That's not how it works. You go to school, you work hard. Are you gonna go to the surgeon and be like, and they're trying to take out your gallbladder, which they should take mine out, by the way. Are you gonna go to the surgeon and be like, oh, hey, I think that the way you're doing that procedure is wrong because I read on the internet that you're supposed to make 5 little holes instead of 4. Your surgeon would tell you to get out. You know what I mean? Like, so you take something like that, or your dentist, your tooth is rotting out of your face, okay? Let's just say. Well, I read on the internet that if I cover it in baking soda and peanut butter, that it will heal. I'm just making this shit up as I go. Your dentist is going to look at you like you're nuts, knock you out, pull your tooth out, and stick a fake one in. I broke this tooth. It's fake. It's a crown. Yeah, it was like $1,800, but it was a crown. Anywho, that's what happens. That's what's happening with this flat earth thing. People are walking up to you and be like, well, I read on the internet that the earth is flat. So it is, because the internet isn't wrong. Fact check. Okay, like fact checked all your information. I even said earlier in this podcast, I'm looking at Wikipedia right now, and it's not the most reliable source of information because people can go in there and you can change whatever you want, which, if the earth was flat, we would fall off the edge. Thank you very much. We don't fall off because of gravity. Ugh, people. No, that was one of my buddies, actually. I hope you don't think the earth is flat. That would upset me a lot if you did. Also, if people want to comment, how's the quality on this one? Because at the beginning of the cast, I was told that it was better quality. I had a friend tune in just to check the streaming quality on this because I know the last two were brutal. And I'm not okay with that. Like, that is not cool. I look a little washed out. Oh, I do love you, Aaron. Hi, princess. See, this is why you have friends. This is why you have friends tune into your podcasts. Oh, it looks better than last time. Okay, good. As long as I just look a little washed out, that's fine. I'm fine with that. Anywho, yeah, flat earthers, you guys, like, I'm the blonde here. I think I'm smarter than most of you. No, I'm kidding. Anywho, those are my thoughts. Those are my views on the flat earthers. I think tomorrow or the next day or sometime this week again, I really want to let's talk about something else. I would love it if you guys on my Twitter or on my YouTube or even in this video, leave some comments on what you want me to talk about or things that you've always wondered about. Like, I will totally, absolutely research that stuff and I will look into it. All my handles are diet makeup because my God, everything in that industry just needs a break. And everybody needs to stop being so serious. I am a time traveler, actually. Um, Everybody needs to stop being so serious, especially in the makeup industry. And that's why I'm called Diet Makeup. Like, let's just take a fucking break. Excuse my language. Like, we don't need to be attacking each other and all that other stuff. And I love the beauty industry and I love doing all the beauty stuff. But I wanted to take some time and just create a series and create some podcasts where we talk about crazy bullshit, like flat earth, like this Mark Sargent guy who I totally think is faking it. Absolutely 100%. When you see this guy on the screen, he's standing there and he's asked by a lady from National Geographic. I can't remember her name. Do you actually believe this? And he's standing there and he kind of looks down and he's like, "Oh yeah, I totally believe this." No, you don't. No, you don't, Mark Sargent. I hope you see this and I hope you message me and try and convince me why you think the earth is flat. And I want to know if you actually do. If you actually wholeheartedly believe the earth is flat. And if you had the opportunity, oh, hello, Barca? I hope I said that right. Braca? I hope I don't want to butcher your name. I probably already did, so it's all good. Uh, I want you to seriously message me. Tell me why you think the earth is flat. Tell me why you think I'm an idiot for thinking it's round, and I'll tell you the same thing. And I want to know, actually, if you had the opportunity, would you go up in a spacecraft and see the earth from up there? And would you admit that it was round if you saw that it was round? Okay? I'm just wondering. I'm just wondering. Oh, yeah, my last name's really hard to pronounce too. Can you phonetically spell it and see if I was I anywhere close to how it's said? Anywho, yeah, let's see if it's wrong. Because like I applied at the Canadian Space Agency as a communications person. I hope they hire me. Anywho, I would love it if Mark Sargent came on here and said to me, "This is why 20 minutes in space, over $20,000 any day of the week. I would rather have 20 minutes in space." Thanks for the question. I want to know if you went up into space. Like if we had a GoFundMe going. Oh, I'm glad you too. Well, let's go together. If you had a GoFundMe going, maybe we should do that. Maybe we'll get NASA on board and we'll have like this GoFundMe for the entire world to go and fund it, to pay for Mark Sargent to get in a spacecraft. Oh, it's not even, it's Elon Musk. Elon Musk, if you hear this, can we somehow get Mark Sargent in a spacecraft and shoot him up into space so he can shut his mouth? I'm not trying to be rude, but like, okay. Barcha. Is that correct? Barcha. Probably not, but anywho. I'm sorry. But yeah, so let's do this. Let's try and do this. Let's start a movement to get Mark Sargent into space just so we can all prove him wrong. Oh, yay! Yay! Oh, the broadcasting's coming back. Thank you for putting up with me, and thank you for watching. And if you have any questions or anything, let me know. But yeah, let's put him up into space. Let's see what happens. If anybody could like retweet this podcast or anything, or this YouTube, let's do it. Let's share it. Let's get him into space and see what he says, or get him onto my channel and see what he says. I would love to know what he has to say about what I have to say, because he's sitting there and I really do. I think he's faking it. I don't think he believes it. I think some of them wholeheartedly do, and I honestly think that he did all of it just to get famous. I'd love to go to space too, just once. And then I live on the moon and I just don't come back to Earth. But yeah, I honestly think that Mark Sargent does the whole flat earth thing. So he has like this cult following. He has all these people who are interested in him. He wanted that fame and notoriety, and what better way to do it than to, start spewing that the earth is flat. It's like L. Ron Hubbard. He was a science fiction writer, okay? For everybody who forgets that part. He was a science fiction writer, and then he came up with Scientology, and the world started following his Scientology, and he created a cult. And that's what this Mark Sargent guy is doing, the same with flat earth. These flat earthers, like, do you believe in God? Do you believe in Buddha? Do they come from different religious backgrounds? Are they atheists? Are they agnostic? Like, what's their deal? Let's find out. I just spit a little. Let's do some surveys. Let's get some surveys going on, see what his followers are. And if they're all like, Jesus is the only thing that ever happened and everybody else is wrong type of people, well, then you already know that the disposition of the people who think the earth is flat, they're arrogant. So my day's going really well, actually. Thank you. I just want to come How's your day going? So, that being said, like, there's so many, like, the people who follow Scientology. That should be a whole other topic, because I know some people who've like gone near the temples and they're like, this is weird. Or have like gone in the Scientology temples and like they just get like accosted as soon as they go in the door. And they're still trying to recruit people even after 1 in the morning. I think it's 5 o'clock here. Go to bed. It's only Wednesday. Well, I guess it's Thursday for you. See, there we go. Past the date line. I'm in Mountain Time. So I'm in Alberta. And the person who just commented, it's tomorrow for them already. And that's because the earth is round. Oh my God. Hey, we figured it out. Oh, I love that. Yay. And I hope, like, I don't think I have any friends who think the earth is flat. I hope I don't. And if you do, see, it is cool. It's very cool. And if, like, my friends do think the earth is flat, please let me know. We're just going to have a little discussion. Oh, you're in the Czech Republic. Okay. I know exactly where it is. I was a news anchor for 10 years and I hosted a show and stuff. So this is second nature to me and I'm just getting back into it after about a 2.5, 3 year hiatus. Yeah, about 2.5 years, because my last position I left June 28th, 2018. I left my last position as a news anchor and show host. I miss it so much. It was so much fun. Um, but the way of the world right now, this is the only way you're really gonna get out there and do your podcasts and do your video casts and all that other stuff. I'm going to post the audio to this on an app called Spoon. And I also think I'm going to post it. I'm going to see if I can post it to Spotify or something. See how that works out. I have never posted to Spotify before, but I do listen to it. So I want to travel too. So if you're traveling and if you ever come to Canada, you have to go see the Rocky Mountains. Not just Banff, but go deep into the Rockies. Like, check out Jasper and check out like little towns like Golden, and Whistler's very popular with celebrities and famous people and royals and all that stuff. Um, where I am, the mountains are like 20 minutes away from me. Oh, you'll get here. Wait till COVID's done. Just do something productive with your life and tell Canada, and they'll be like, okay, come on in. Actually, I don't know how the immigration process works. I'm a born and raised Canadian. So the mountains are like 20 minutes for me. I look out my door and they're right there. And every day they look different. It's quite beautiful. It's surreal some days. Some days it doesn't even seem like you're on planet Earth. And when you live next to something like the mountains, especially how we have them here, you realize the earth is not flat, and you realize it pretty quick. Because when you're driving up a mountain and you're on the Coquihalla and you stop your car and you get out and you look around, it's round. The earth is not flat because you are on top of a mountain in the middle of British Columbia, and it's 40 degrees down below and it's -5 up on the top of the Coquihalla, and it's snowing, and you're like, okay, but the earth is definitely round. You can see it, like you can feel it too. It's really weird. There's also like the continental divide. When I was little, my mom got us to pee on the continental divide, and it's a flat surface, but because it's the divide, it goes down both sides. It goes that way. It's really cool. It's really cool. If you ever get to go to a continental divide, do it. Absolutely do it. It's really neat. I'm starting to get the hiccups a little bit. Um, Anywho, there's a childhood story for me. That's what I did when I was a kid. We were always in the mountains. And it's another point. Like, if you drive the Coquihalla, seriously, just drive it. I don't get people who think the earth is flat either. It boggles my mind. Like, how can you have such a one-dimensional thought process? Well, I guess two-dimensional. Two-dimensional thought process, right? Right. Anywho, I'm probably killing my data right now, but that's okay. Totally worth it because I love talking to everybody. I do have to wrap it up soon because I've been talking for 45 minutes. I must love the sound of my own voice. And I love talking to people. That's the fun part. I want more people to engage and talk and ask questions, and maybe one of these days we'll just have like a Q&A. Like, let's just all talk to each other. Um that would be really fun. I think that would be a blast, actually. So, that being said, like, I hope everybody is just stay inside, stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy, exercise while you're inside, eat well, like try to keep that mindset. Try to not get your days and night mixed up. Like, I've been getting my days and nights mixed up, and unless you're like a shift worker, then we all know that. Anywho, please subscribe. And like I was saying before, could you please, do I have plans for the rest of the day? I'm going to make some dinner, edit some audio, and that's about it. That's all for me. Thank you for asking. Do you have any? I guess you're going to bed soon. Hey, you're in the Czech Republic. So I would love it if people subscribed, if people shared this. Let's get it out there. Let's see if we can get that GoFundMe going. Let's see if we can get that guy to space. Let's see if he even sees this. I'm going to tag him in it when it's done processing. Let's see if he even sees this, and maybe we'll have him on. Oh, I'm glad you love talking to me. It's been nice talking to you. Yeah, maybe I'll try and contact Mark Sargent and see if he wants to come on my podcast. Wouldn't that be interesting? I think that'd be a lot of fun, actually. Anywho, I want you to subscribe, like, turn on the notification bell. I will give more warning. I try to give more warning. I should start really planning this out. And yeah, I wish you all the best. Stay safe, happy, and healthy. Have a wonderful evening, and I will talk to you all soon.